We're starting.
What you guys need to get used to, because you're going to see it more and more, is when you see a letter next to a number. Okay, we've done it. Okay, when you see 8 and an X together, what does it mean? What's the operation in between? Joe? It means to multiply. It means whatever value that I'm giving you for X, you're going to multiply it by that 8. Now, there's a name for this. This is called a term. A term simply means that there is an operation involved in order to figure something out. 8x is a term. 3 plus y is a term. Okay? We don't put anything in between the number and the letter when we have to add. We still use the plus sign. That's never going to be taken away. The only thing that's being taken away is you'll see is your multiplication symbols, because we went from this to this, sorry. Remember the dot? Yeah. And eventually, we're going to do away with the dot, except you can't put two numbers together, because it looks like the number 85. So obviously, we still have to use the dot somewhat. But you will see, quite often, a letter or a number next to a letter. Now, there's a name for this number. The number that precedes or is right before the variable is called, do you know? It's called a coefficient. Okay? It's called a coefficient. We'll get to it. This is called what? The variable. Very good. Okay, so if I ask you to put this in words, 8 and an x, what operation did you tell me? Okay, so it's 8 times whatever variable I'm giving you for x. Good so far? Piece by piece, we're going to take it slow. Okay, as Joe mentioned, the number before the variable is called a coefficient. And the letter that's after the coefficient is called the variable. So in this term, what's the coefficient and what's the variable? Coefficient is what? Say it out loud. Variable is what? Very good. Dot's a little big, isn't it? Pretty big, okay? But it still means to multiply. You will still see it on occasion, and you'll still have to write it on occasion when you do substitution. But most often, you're going to see it like this. How come we no longer use the x when we want to do multiplication? Nick? Exactly. It looks like a variable. I have to give it to you, and if I'm going to ask you to evaluate it, I have to give you a value for that variable. Okay, fill that in. So from this point forward, we're going to take out that dot and just put the coefficient and the letter together. What's the coefficient? It's 6x. In the term 6x, what's the coefficient? Paul. Correct. What's the variable? Ryan. You got it. Which is, on the next page, it asks you to identify that. Algebraic equations can also be the multiplication of two variables without a coefficient. How would you write A times B as an algebraic expression with as few symbols as possible? Giuseppe. That is it. Looks kind of funny, but it means whatever value that I would give to you for A, you would have to multiply it by whatever value I give for B, and it will work. And this you kind of already know because I already talked about it. Can you put two numbers together if you want to multiply them? Why not, Michael? You got it. How would you say this out loud? Nick Mirabella. Agreed. A little bit louder, Nick. Got it, right? Can you evaluate it right now if I don't give you values? No, I have to give to you what the value is for x and the value is for y. Well, what if I tell you that x is 2 and y equals 1? What should you do first? Before anything, what do you got to do first? Gabby, you have to substitute first. Let's do that. Good. All right, use order of operations and get me an answer. Beck, what'd you get? Did you get 60?
Yeah.
Happens to be one of those ones that they're all multiplications, so you just go 6 times 2 times 5 times 1, and you get 60. I want you to circle it. All right, ready for the leap? Be totally focused because I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't turn the page yet. I'm actually going to work over here. My original expression, right? Do you see that it's different?
Yeah.
If I put my numbers in, same values for x and same value for y, do you get the same answer?
Yes. Oh. Yes. 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 Yes.
Let me say yes. Let me say no. All right, good so far. You've passed that test. Yes, you're going to get the same. You're going to get the same answer. Y is 1. X is 2. 6 times 1 is 6. Times 5 is. Times 2 is. What property of math says we can change the order any which way? This is why we did it. Luke, that's commutative of multiplication. Are you okay with this? Do you get the same answer? Let me say yes. Let me say no. Okay, ready? How about this? See, but I like the way that you're thinking because you can prove it or disprove it by using substitution. What's the value for x? 2, right? What's the value for y? What's 30 times 2?
60.
What's 60 times 1?
Oh, I thought it was 30 times y.
What?
That's 30 times y.
X is 2. I can do it this way too.
No, but then it would just look like 3,000. Wait, what is that? Wait, what does that say? If it was replaced, it would look like 3,000 as well.
But when we replace it in, we have to multiply.
How do you multiply numbers if they're so necessary?
Guys, let's stop for a minute. Go back to 30xy. What this really means is 30 times x times y.
But if they're squished, if they're all not a number. See, it's squished together and it doesn't have a number next to it. So I don't know. I didn't. That was a y. Yeah, no.
Who's confused?
Well, the answer would be that, right?
All right, let me try to bridge the gap for you a little bit, if I can. We started out the original expression as 6 times x times 5 times y, right? Do I need the dots?
No.
Okay, if I rewrite it without the dots, that's still the same thing, right?
Yes.
Do you agree that this is this? Same thing, right?
Oh,
That's what you've got. You've got to get it out of your head that this is not going to be 62. It's 6 times 2 times 5 times 1. Okay? Do you agree that it's, let me do this. Go back to this. 6 times x times 5 times y. All I did was expand it and simplify it. Now, commutative of multiplication says I can multiply in any order. So all I did was did 6 times 5, which is times x times y. Can I do that?
Yeah.
You're okay with it? Still winds up being 60, right? Now all I'm going to do is rewrite it without the dots. Is that where I lose you? This is 30 times x, right? Yes? 30 times x? What's this?
30 times x.
30 times x.
Yeah, it looks like a multiplication. Oh. Never mind.
The x is the variable. It's not the symbol multiplication. Get that out of your head.
I thought it was 30 times y.
There you go. That's what's getting you confused. Okay?
No, but what does it mean it to be x? Yeah.
It won't in algebra anymore. It's gone.
No, we're going to make a mistake.
Tyler, they're not going to make a mistake. Okay? I want to make sure, though, before we move on, do you see how we got from here to here?
Yes.
And then when I substitute the value for x, which was 2, now I need the dot, times the value of 1, you still get 60. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
What I just did was what's called combining like terms. And I'll get to it. But what we just talked about is really what's outlined here. So let's just kind of go through it again. We're going to combine all of the coefficients, that's the numbers, and all of the variables and rewrite the expression as 30xy. And how I did that was I took my 6 times my 5 to make my 30, and the x times y is really just xy. And to prove that this is the same as this, we can use substitution. So I rewrite the new expression, which is the combined like terms. And remember what we got from the previous page, which is 60. That's our magic number. And we are going to now add the values for x and y. What was the value for x? Beck? What was the value for y, Mike? 30 times 2 times 1 is 60. You get the same answer. How many of you are confused? Let's practice it. Okay, we're going to practice it. You wind up getting the same answer. So what we just did is something called combining like terms. A term is a part of an expression. It can be added or subtracted from the rest of the expression. In the example, let's look at this. 3g plus 4x minus 5. This is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Just a whole number by itself is a term. And then you got 3g is a term, 4x is a term, and 5 is a term. Now, there are rules of what we are allowed to combine and what we're not, which we are going to cover. It is. Yup, it is. Let's practice. Okay, they give you the example 3 times h. You can combine it to make it 3h. All we did is took out the dot. Coefficient is 3. Variable is h. Let's do one together. 6 times a. When you write terms, you want to try to do them with as few symbols as possible. Who wants to come up and do 6 times a? Kaya. Is that a 6?
Yeah.
Looks like a 6 that's been shot.
It looks like a backwards.
Cool. Okay, coefficient and variable. Much better. Good? Who wants to come up and do number 2? Now, the rule is combine all of your numbers by multiplying and then do your variables. Will. No.
But if you do it correctly, you put 37 x bar. But if you do wrong. What is this? What does this tell you to do? 3 times 7, right? 3 times 7. What is this? 37. Right? This is times 7. You wrote it as a 2-digit number. What did you do incorrectly? Well, combine them. What's 3 times 7? That's where the combined terms are. These are numbers. You can multiply these.
Collect your numbers first, then collect your variables if that helps you. 21xy. Number 3. Gabby. No good.
I know.
What did I just tell Will?
Right idea. Basic math error. Gab, you actually had it, but you multiplied incorrectly. Yep.
Very good.
8 mounts.
Good.
Good. Okay, number 4. See the tip. Well, let's look at the tip. I told you the tip, but let's see it again. Collect all of the coefficients first and multiply them together. Then collect all the variables and combine if possible. If you can remember, you write your variables in alphabetical order. If you can remember, you write your alphabet. You don't have to, but usually that's the way you do it. Let me read it out loud. 5 times z times 2 times y times m times 3. Tyler, go for it. He gets style points because he remembered to do it in alphabetical order too. You got it. 30 times m times y times z, or 30myz. It's all the same.
If you guys want to kind of go along with when they said combine, what's the same? If you want to circle what's the same, that may be a really good idea, because then you're grouping the information together. So you can identify that you need 5, a 2, and a 3. Those are your coefficients. You multiply them to get your 30. And then your z, y, and m are your variables. And then you...
Good tip, because I forgot we did that last year. It does help. Who wants to come up and do 5? Amanda Johnson. And she gets style points for doing an alphabetical order. Perfect. Give her a round of applause. You're getting it. Chris, you ready? Go for it. Good start. If you could put them in alphabetical order, that would be great. It doesn't matter. You won't get a different answer if you don't. But alphabetical order is kind of the way you're supposed to do it. Sort of. Do it whatever way you want then. It's all good. What letters are left? So write out W, Y, Z, E, and D. Looks good. Okay, identify your coefficient and your variable. Good?
I don't believe it. I think they should do 7 and 8 on the next page.
Go ahead, do 7 and 8. Should be 7 and 8, no? And I will tell you that 8 is tricky. 8 is tricky. Nick, you want to come up and do question 7? Do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. Because 8 is different. Looks good. Did he get it? 8?
He got it.
He pulled the sword out of the stone? So, look, if I put you up there, you got to explain how you did it. Good, Tyler. That's an impressive leap right there. Coefficient's 12, right? Now, wait, hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, let me just read what you have here.
Oh, that's 12. Yeah, I got 12, G3. I got coefficients of 12 variables.
Only thing is that here, you don't need to put G3. There's only one variable, which is the letter G. It repeats 3 times, but you just have to put the letter G here. Okay? How did he get G cubed for this stuff? What do you remember from back in lesson 1? It's repeated multiplication. Remember how we did back when we did it? 2 times 2 times 2 is the same as 2 cubed. Okay? This here is your base, and it repeats 3 times. That being said, now you could do number 9. Who wants to come up and try number 9? Alexandra, go ahead. How many of you have 25 a squared y z squared? Give yourselves a round of applause. You're doing algebra. Congratulations. All right, last one for today, for this period, number 10. Go ahead, Brando. Go for it. It's a long one. Take your, Paulie, do me a favor. Circle your numbers first. Shh, guys, don't pack up yet. No, circle your numbers first. Any more numbers?
No.
What's 8 times 3? 24. Right, 24. Okay, now you ready, Paulie?
Yes.
I want you to next circle in red all of your P's.
2.
There you go. Now take care of all of your Q's. Only one, right? Make that a better Q. Okay. How many R's? Well done. 24 squared QR cubed Y. That's it. To be continued. 30-minute vocal.